Hi everybody, it's me, Greg Mannarino. How are you today? It is Monday, February 9th, 2015. People, the start of a new week, and things are really starting to move here. Some of this is flat out incredible. And what am I referring to? Well, on Friday, I had done a video discussing the action that Russia had taken as John Kerry flew over to the Ukraine to discuss possibly arming the Ukraine to fight the Russian separatists. Well, Putin deployed intercontinental ballistic missile launchers capable of delivering a nuclear weapon to the United States. I mean, this is the same as if someone were pointing a loaded gun at another individual. This is a direct threat. He's actually gone a step further here, and this is not making it anywhere on the mainstream, barely. Over the weekend, German Chancellor Angela Merkel began discussions with President Obama about this issue, about arming the Ukraine. She said flat out, no, do not do this. She believes that it would escalate the situation. Now, Obama's playing it this way. Well, I really haven't made my mind up yet. What's lurking behind all of this? I'm going to place in a link to an article in the description of this video from Total Collapse, which will outline what actually happened. Vladimir Putin came out and is warning of total war, if the United States decides to arm the Ukrainian, whatever you want to call these people. Look, it's no secret that they are pushing for a war and they need a war because of what is coming down the pike here. And I want to talk about that because some other actions that, again, flying under the radar, which we need to speak about. We found out, and this to me, people, is a huge tell, that the Federal Reserve is proposing that banks hold more cash in reserves beginning in 2016. Why? Why is that? All right, let's back up just a little bit. Status post the crash of 2008. The Federal Reserve came out and said the same thing. Banks need to hold extra cash in reserves in case of another meltdown like the last one. But we're being told everything is, great. Our economy is picking up. So why this move? Why is the Federal Reserve now talking about increasing the requirements that the big banks have to hold in reserve beginning 2016? Do they see something on the horizon here that they're not telling anyone about? That's my take on it, because there's no reason, zero, why any bank should have to hold excess cash reserves. Think about why at its most basic level. If a bank is forced to hold extra cash in reserve, this is cash that's just laying around. Banks only make cash off of the cash that they lend out. So why were being required to hold more of it? Unless there's something else in play here. And we know this, people. I have been screaming from rooftops that the world central banks are going to do things that we cannot believe to keep the system propped up. But in the current context as to what is going on, does the Federal Reserve see something on the horizon here? Are they telling us that we are going to be engaged in a major war, which they're really trying to push for? Or are they thinking about maybe that this market is going to come down crashing? Look, I'm not really sure what the basis is, but this is huge. Why is the Federal Reserve proposing banks hold more cash in reserve? That's my question. Now, they're going to come up with every conceivable nonsensical reason as to why. But look, you got to break everything down to its root cause or core. To get a handle on it. And again, this is just flying under the radar here. And it's a huge tell, in my opinion, that, sometime soon now, if the Federal Reserve is saying they're going to do this in January of 2016, we're talking about less than a year. Are they telling us something's going to happen in less than a year? There's a lot of people out here believing that we have hit a critical mass. I am one of them, no doubt about it. But I still believe the banks are going to continue, the central banks, to do things that are going to shock us all to keep this propped up. But when I heard about this, I said, well, something else is going on here. So people, these are two absolutely huge things that are going on simultaneously. We have the threat of total war We have the Federal Reserve now talking about increasing uh, requirements for banks to hold cash. What's going on? Something is in the works here, people. And I believe it plays into, again, what I've been talking about for the longest time. The debt bubble is cracking. Speaking of that, just came to mind. If you have not seen the last interview I did with Greg Hunter regarding cracks in the debt bubble and how this is going to play out, and we even talk about war and everything else, I'm going to place a link to that as well in the description of this video. Check out that video. It's super important here. Um, Pretty much that's what's going on here, people. But I can't stress this enough, how incredible these two events are. The German chancellor coming straight out and telling Obama, don't do this. That's a big tell. What Putin did recently by deploying nuclear intercontinental ballistic missile launchers, that's a big threat. The Federal Reserve now coming out talking about having the banks hold more cash. Why? Okay, these are the questions that we need to be asking. It's just so important. All right, people, look, before I let you go, I want to thank all of you for getting involved here and sharing that last video. I mean, it went all over the place. And I can't stress this enough. We are at a point where we all of us who are like-minded and not blinded and not a sheep and not going to, try to fluff this all over, who get it, get involved. Keep getting involved here. Share this video. Make your own videos. Start your own blog. Get out here. We got to band together, and I think it's working. I really, really do. With that said, I hope you found this video important because I think these issues are critical at this point. Please hit this like button if you agree with me. Please share this video. Let's get this stuff out there because the time is now, honestly. And if you get a chance, check out that article again in the description of this video about total war and the interview I did with Greg Hunter recently about the debt bubble cracking, because we're here, people. We are here now. That's it. I'll see all of you tomorrow. Have a great day.